Hi everyone, it's Marisa from bumblebeeapothecary.com, and today I'm going to bring you along and show you what we eat for lunch in a week. So I've done some other what we eat in a week videos, but I haven't really done lunches yet. I have another video, which I'll link below, where I talk about some lunch ideas for On the Gaps diet, and I have a video talking about specifically lunches for when you're going to school. And somebody asked me to do a what we eat in a week video for lunches and just show what I really do, because I had talked about it a little bit before and talked about how a lot of the time we're just eating leftovers, and so I didn't feel like it would make that exciting of a video, but I had people request it, and one person in particular was like, yeah, just make it and just show what you really do. So I thought, yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to show you what I really eat in a week, lunch edition. When I make what we eat in a week videos, I try to plan ahead a bit and have it be like a nice variety, recipes that kind of fit with the season, with what, just what you guys are interested in. And so this is not going to be like that. This is just going to be real, raw. Here's what I'm eating for lunch every day. So very, very raw and real life. For today's lunch, we are having leftover pork chops that we had for dinner the night before. So these are some free range, all natural pork that I get from a friend who is here locally in Colorado, and it's fantastic pork. We really enjoy it. And so these are pork chops that I cooked with some apples and onions and salt and pepper in the oven, and so we're just heating those up and having them. And then we're also having some raw cheddar cheese as well. And then beside everything, I always try to add some fermented food, and we're a little bit low on fermented food. I'm waiting for my big batch of sauerkraut to be done, so we're having some pickle brine in some little glasses for our fermented food, and that's today's lunch. So today, for day 2, we are having leftover roast. This is a Pikes Peak beef roast that I did in my Dutch oven in the oven. I did it at a higher temperature first and then lowered it down. So this is the type where there's no liquid around it. And then I roasted carrots in there. And then we have peas that I sauteed in butter along the side. So we're enjoying that with some fermented food. So I have some red cabbage and beet sauerkraut that we're having a little bit alongside. And that is our lunch for today. For today's lunch, we have a couple different things going on. We have some burger patties with melted cheese on top left over that some people are having. My kids usually just like to eat these on their own. Sometimes they'll dip them into some ketchup, and sometimes they'll want to do the full lettuce wrap with mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, onions, things like that. And then we also have some more of the roast beef left over, and so instead of just eating that heated up like the way that we had it for dinner, I'm making some roast beef sandwiches. So I'm putting some mayonnaise on either the coconut butter bread for the people who are having that, or I have some sourdough spelt hamburger bun here that I am also making one with. So I just spread some mayonnaise on there, have some sliced roast beef and stick that on there, a little bit of lettuce, mustard if people want it. And then for the probiotic food, fermented food, we're having some dill sauerkraut along the side. Today for lunch, we are having pork chops. We had pork chops again for dinner the night before, so these are just leftovers again. We just got a whole pig, really nice free range, naturally raised pork from some friends of ours who raised them. And so we've been really enjoying the pork chops, so that's why we've had both of those kind of recently. So you've seen that for lunch, I think on the day 1 as well. But anyway, we had those again, so we're having them again for lunch today, just reheating those. And then I also have some carrots, and there's actually some bone marrow too along with those carrots in here that I have left over from making some beef meat stock. So I'm just gonna reheat those as well and enjoy some of that marrow and those cooked carrots along with my pork chop that's got some onions and a little bit of cooked green apple in there with the pork chops too. So that's what we're having today. And then for our fermented food, we're having some purple cabbage and beet sauerkraut along the side. So for today's lunch, we're having leftovers again. I wasn't kidding when I said that's what we do by far, is eat dinner leftovers for lunch. Once in a while, we'll do something different, but this just makes it really easy, and we enjoy it. So last night we had some steaks. I just sear these in a cast iron pan and then finish them up by broiling them on each side in the oven. Super easy and fast. So I'm just reheating very gently so they don't get tough or anything. Just reheating some of those steaks from last night. And then I also made this herbed garlic butter that's really delicious on the top of the steaks. So I'm gonna top them with that once they're warm. It's just butter mixed with some fresh pressed garlic and some parsley. Makes it really yummy. And then on the side we're having some dill sauerkraut and some raw carrots. We're also reheating some of the peas that we had last night for dinner. These are just peas that I sauteed in butter. Today for lunch, I'm cooking some chicken hearts. I have a recipe for how to make these already up on my YouTube channel, and I'll link that video below where I show how I like to cook chicken hearts. So it's really easy. You just cut up an onion and start cooking that in some butter in a cast iron pan. And then once the onion is getting translucent, like not brown, but pretty translucent, see-through, then you add the hearts, some salt and pepper, and a splash of dry white wine, and then put on a lid and let them cook for about half an hour. Then once those are done cooking, we're gonna serve those with some leftover green beans that I reheated in the toaster oven. These are just green beans that I sauteed in butter, so we're reheating those to have with the hearts, and then some sauerkraut on the side. Today, we actually are doing things a little bit different. We don't have any leftovers to eat. We are caught up on those. They're used up. So I am doing something. I just kind of looked around to see what I had in the freezer, and took me a second to kind of figure out what I was going to do. There's a few different foods I kind of go to if we don't have leftovers, but one of my things is to just kind of look around and see what I have in the freezer. And so I did that, and I have some zucchini noodles frozen. You can get big bags of these at Costco, which makes it really handy. They're organic. So I'm just putting some of those into a pan, and then I also have some frozen shrimp. These are already cooked through shrimp. It's from a place online, which I'll link below, that I found that we can get really high quality seafood, so it's great for places like us in landlocked Colorado where we don't have any access to local seafood, or very little access anyway. And so I'm just gonna toss that in there with some butter and then some pressed garlic, and just kind of cook it all up. The zucchini noodles tend to release a lot of liquid into the pan, so I will turn the heat up pretty high and just kind of cook it until that liquid cooks off, and then serve it. And we love this. It's really delicious. It's kind of different, so it's fun for variety, and shrimp, when they're really high quality shrimp, are pretty full of nutrients. So it's something that we like to enjoy now and then. And then we're gonna enjoy this with some kimchi along the side. Okay, I hope that you really enjoyed coming along as I shared what we eat in a week, lunch edition. I really had fun doing this. I really loved that it was requested for me to do it just raw and like not planned ahead, just real, like what we're eating actually, without, you know, just showing what we really do. I tend to get kind of overwhelmed and overthink the what we eat in a week videos, because I think, oh, I better make sure I have enough variety, and I better make sure that this and that and all kinds of stuff. And no, I don't have to. I just need to just show what we're having, because it's fantastic. So yeah, I need to just do more of these and not overthink it. So I'm gonna try to do that. So let me know what meals you wanna see. If you wanna see breakfast, lunches, dinners, or the whole day, you know, whatever. Just keep on giving me those video requests, because I love getting those and knowing what kind of videos that you want me to make. So check out that description box for links to free ebooks and other goodies, and where I like to buy groceries, as well as the link to that seafood website that I mentioned. Hope that you liked this. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Share it with anybody else who you think would like it. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I get out 2 new videos every week on nourishing recipes and natural living. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.